Welcome back to my channel Basic SQL. So in today's video, right, we will work on scenario-based questions, right? I mean for data analyst. So if you see my previous video, the part one, right, where we are creating the data analyst project for restaurant management system, right? I mean there's a restaurant management system where we created four tables: customers, menus, orders, and reservations. And then I gave the create table script and insert table script in the previous video and put it in the comments also and the description, so you can get it from there and run it in the Postgres yeah, before you try these queries, right? Because you need the table and data to play around, right? And replicate the same questions that I'm going through. So the as a part of project, right? I mean, first step was to create the schema and then create the table, then insert the data into table. The next part is the select queries, right? I mean, as a data analyst, you need to query the data, you need to answer the questions, right? I mean, that's the primary job of the data analyst. Analyze the data either in Excel or SQL, using SQL in the database, and then present the analysis to the management, right? I mean, that's the main job of the data analyst. So what I'll do is I'll start with the basic questions first. I know I have covered some of the complex questions in my other series, which is Amazon interview question series. This is data analysis interview question series. So I'm going to start with some of the basics ones also, because somebody who is just starting a data analyst career and want to learn the basics also. I want to give them an opportunity to learn from start from basic, right? I mean, so we will cover a couple of questions in this, and then I'll have subsequent videos covering basic to intermediate and then advanced to complex also. Okay, so stay tuned for that, and subscribe to my channel and like my videos if you really like my content. I'm going to put this entire series of restaurant management system related videos, the entire project, into one playlist related to data analyst restaurant management system playlist. Okay, so in case you want to refer all the videos, you can just refer to that playlist. So it will have a series, it will have part one, part two, part three, right? I mean, you can refer it in the sequence. Okay, so let's get started. We'll cover two questions today. So the first question is, write a query to fetch the first name, last name, and email of all customers, right? So where is the customer data residing? In the select star from customers, right? So if you do select star from customers, it will give you all the data related to customer. And if you saw my previous video, we inserted around 21 rows, right? And in the customer table. So this is going to be a pretty simple query where you will write select. What are they asking you? First name, then last name, and then email, right? Here you're not doing star because they're not asking you to return customer ID as well as phone, right? They're asking only three fields, right? So just do that. And from, right, what is the table? Customers table, correct? So when you do that, you will get all the data related to customer, okay? And you got 21 rows, okay? Now here, just remember that here we did not use distinct, okay? You can use distinct, but in this case, it's not required. Why it's not required? Because the customer data that we have, see, no matter if I put distinct, it gave 21 rows, right? Why? Because this customer table has a primary key, right? So if you see the constraint, so if you saw the table script, the what we did is we put a constraint on this, yeah, customer underscore primary key, right? So if you see this, right, it is a primary key, okay? So what is the column here? If you see, customer ID is the column. So what does that mean? Primary key means data cannot repeat, okay? So the key cannot repeat, right? So that's why you don't need to use a distinct, okay? But sometime as a data analyst, there can be a tricky things where somebody created the duplicate data. Okay, in this case, you need distinct. Okay, because what will happen is, even if the customer ID, right? If you see, let me go back and select star from customers. So even if you look at this customers, right? Even if you have the primary key is on customer ID, right? I mean, it can remain unique, but still somebody can enter the first name, last name, email, and phone duplicate, right? So somebody can say Jane dot Smith email and same phone number. It's a data entry issue, right? I mean, so you can have third row as Jane Smith, Jane dot Smith, and then same number. Okay, so that means that's duplication, right? So in that case, you need to use distinct, because in that case, what distinct will do is distinct will distinguish the records. It will return only one record out of two. Okay, it should not return both, right? Because you need a unique first name, last name in email. Uh, Before even that, right? I mean, as a data analyst, sometime in interview question they'll ask that about the interview question about cleansing of data, right? So first job of a data analyst also is to clean the data. So if you see this kind of data, right, the duplicate data, you should remove it. Okay, so for that, either you can write a SQL query to find duplicates, or if you are doing it in Excel, there is a very simple formula, remove duplicates in Excel, right? So that also you can use. And I'll create a video. Just put it in comments if you need a video to remove the duplicate data, right, in the tables. I'll create a video for that as well to remove the duplicates. Okay, but in this case we don't need distinct clause. Sorry. So first question is answered. Okay. Second question is write a query to find the menu item with the highest price. Okay. So let's look at this. Okay. So here you have select star from menus. Okay. Menus table is what is basically storing the data for all the menu items, right? So what is the menu item? We have categories, appetizer or main course or dessert, right? So there are three categories. Then within that you have item name, appetizer, garlic bread, chicken alfredo, dessert is chocolate cake, right? So basically what they're saying is write the query to find the menu item, right? So they're basically asking you to return a menu item, okay, item name with the highest price. Okay, so what is the highest price in this? The best way to look at it is order by price. If you do this right, then what will happen is it will be ascending data. Okay, if you don't put anything, it will be ascending. So basically, you can see that the final row is 2699, but this is just 21 rows, right? I mean, if you have 150 rows, 150,000 rows, for example, or because menu item can be multiple menu items, right? I mean, you can have so many menu items. So if you have like 150,000 menu items is not a correct interpretation, but it's a customer, right? Customer can be millions, correct? I mean, if you see a food chain like McDonald's, I mean, it has millions of customers. So how will you find the customer data with highest menu item price? For example, I'm just giving an example, okay? So in this case, basically what you want to do is you want to do DESC. Okay. So what happens is if you do DESC, right, what it will do, it will put the top record on the top, right? So in the example I was giving, let's say if there are 150,000 menu items, this will come up in first. So you are clear that what you need output as fillet mignon. Okay, the main course is fillet mignon. Okay, that's how they pronounce it. Okay, I mean we can say mignon, but not, I don't think that's the way. This I think a meat dish that this is how they pronounce filet mignon. Okay, so that's the one which you should get. Okay, now how to achieve this? So basically, what we need to do is we need to find the first item which is the highest price, right? So what we can do is we can say select item name from menus, order by, we need what we need, order by price. Okay, and then we need DSC. So there is a function called limit, okay, which will limit the row after whatever you get out of this, right, this query. If you write limit, okay, order by price, right? So order by price limit 1. Okay, okay, we got that. Let's say price also, just for our purpose of getting the data properly. What was the price? I think we got 26.99, right? Okay. Now if you're going to put it to, it's going to give you first two item. Okay. 24.99 beef tenderloin, right? That's the second. Similarly, you can put 10. Okay. So in this case, it's going to give you 10 records. Okay. So here you see it is giving two 10 records with 999 also, okay, because it's important, right? You cannot ignore that. So first 10 records, okay. Now, is there other way to write this query? Yes, it is, okay. So there is a function called a rank and dense rank function, okay, so that you can use. So here what we can do is uh, item name, price from. So I'll tell you why I'm writing a subquery, okay? Because what happens is, I mean, this is the easiest way to do it. I would say if you want to go just basic, this is little, I would say intermediate level. So let's, in this case, we'll have to write subquery, okay? So what we will do is item name, okay, price, and then there is a function called rank, okay, rank. So rank goes with over partition by and over order by, okay. So what will happen is here what we need to do, we need to do, we need to find out the item name and their price and rank it by the price, right? Price of that item, right? And DESC, right? We need to write DESC, okay. So where we will say rank of menu, okay, rank of menu item. So if we write this query, right, what happens is item name. Okay. Oh, we need to write from clause. Correct. We forgot from clause. Okay. So here, what happened? Did you see what happened? It gave the rank. Okay. Uh, it gave the rank to this as one. Correct. Right. If you remove this, what happens? It'll give the rank first with the cheapest item. Right. So here is 499, cheapest item, right? But here the question is find the priciest item, right? So what we do is we can just put it here and then see, we can see where this we create a subquery, right? So we need to treat it like a table. Okay. So let's say this, treat it like a table. Okay. X dot. Okay. We got our answer. So this is the rank is another function. Now you will ask why you had to create subquery, right? Here only you can say, right? But it doesn't work because it's a Windows function. Okay. So it will not allow you to do this. Does not exist. Okay. So let's say we just directly put this. Okay. We can directly put this also, but it will not work. Okay. Windows function not allowed in where? Okay. That's not allowed. Correct. So it will not work. Okay. So that's why what you need to do, you need to write it as a subquery, make it as a table, right? We put it as a table X, and then we are going to fetch item name and price, and we are going to say menu item is equal to 1. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is little complex way to write a query, but here since we have a limit function, we can use the limit function to limit the rows, and that way, we can basically get the data that we are looking for. Okay. So I hope this video was useful to you guys. Uh, definitely these kind of questions will come up in data analyst interview questions, even for data engineers, right? These kind of questions can come up. Depends, right? I mean, if you're applying for senior business analyst, senior data analyst, right? And definitely they will get into the detail of limit and rank, right? I mean, they'll ask you to write Windows function for sure, right? I mean, because at a junior level, you may not have to write the Windows function and all, like get into the complexity, but definitely senior position, they will definitely ask you. Okay, but it's not difficult, just break down the question into different parts, right? And then you can solve that. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Do watch out for more videos. I'm going to publish more videos. Okay, and I hope this content will help you passing your interview question. If you feel any topic that you want me to cover, please put it in comments and I'll make videos on that. Okay, thank you, guys. Bye.